friends, and welcome back to the channel. I am Cher. It is another glorious day to wake up and make up, and that is what we are going to do today. I have a couple of new to me brands that we are going to play with. I've got a full haul. We're going to kind of unbox it and try everything on from these two brands. And these are Lisa Eldridge and Rhode Beauty, basically, which is from Hailey Bieber, for those who might not be familiar. I've got a couple of brand new products from each brand that we'll talk about and try out. And then I've also got some staples or things they're popular for. I am actually really on a quest in 2025 here to transition over to cruelty-free beauty. And one area that is hard for me to do that in is luxury beauty. I love my luxury beauty, and I have a lot of luxury favorites that are not cruelty-free. And so I'm on the quest to find some good alternatives to those products. And I thought I would start with a couple of items in these brands that I've been curious about, and I just want to see if it's going to give these others a run for their money. So if you're curious too and you want to come hang with me, do a little get ready with me, let's do some makeup and try all of these out. Stick around and we'll dive right on into it. All right, guys. So like I said, two brands, Rhode. I will show you a couple of the products that we got very quickly, kind of unbox everything, and then we will dive into playing with it all. So the first thing that I got that's brand new that just hit is her Peptide Lip Shape Contour. So these are lip liners, but I think they're going to give you more of a contour than some. That's what it's touted as anyway. So we're going to be checking that out today. Here's what it looks like. So interesting. I just got one shade for now. And this one is, I need my glasses. This is in the shade Stretch. So we're going to play with that one. And of course, I also had to try out her viral Peptide lip tint. This is what everybody talks about a lot. I tried to pick the things that were very popular. Now, she doesn't have that many products yet because she's still fairly new, but she kind of keeps adding things a little at a time. But everybody raves about this, so we're going to be trying this one out today. And I got the shade Espresso. Obviously, I'm going for kind of brown here on everything, right? And the last product I got from her brand is the, of course, very popular Pocket Blush. I have been dying to try this. I got the shade Toasted Teddy, and these are her little, you know, they kind of are reminiscent of like pigs in a blanket, I guess, that look you see here. So we're going to play around with that for our blush today for sure. So I grabbed a few of these popular products and the new one. Then in Lisa Eldridge. So the first thing I got was like a sample. This is her Skin Enhancing Treatment Cleanser. This just came on the side as part of my order today. I will probably not try this on today. I'm going to save that for my shower and see how it is with skincare. We got more makeup today. So her new product, we have the Pinpoint Concealer Micro Correcting Pencil. I am so fascinated about this. Very fascinated. So I couldn't help but grab it. And this is more her new launch that I think people are curious about. I've been wanting to do Lisa Eldridge for a while. So the idea with this is it's like a concealer, but in a pencil form. So we're going to test this out for sure. Also, just really wanted to try her foundation. So many good reviews on it. And so I'm definitely on the quest for good foundation. This is really what I'm on the hunt for, especially is good base products. So I bought a lot of her base stuff for today to try. Here it is. Isn't that gorgeous? The packaging is just stunning. So we're going to give this a shot as a good luxury foundation option that is cruelty-free, and I'm struggling to find that. A lot of my favorite foundations out there, and especially what I use as a freelance makeup artist, are not cruelty-free. MAC, Makeup Forever are two of my favorites. Giorgio Armani, all of these not cruelty-free, and so I really want to test this one out. And in addition to that, I also got the Skin Tint. This is fairly recent, but it's been around for a little while now, but I still hadn't gotten around to trying it, so I thought we'll do this one too. I'm not a huge skin tint person, but this has been so popular and talked about that I really wanted to check it out too. And for those of you who are into skin tints, I still wanted to review it. And then the last thing that I got from Lisa Eldridge is her Elevated Glow Eclat Subtil. So basically her highlights, like liquid highlight glow. I got the shade Cosmic Rose for now. And what I am trying to do is find a good alternative for my Dior liquid highlights, the ones that are so raved about and that I just absolutely love. I want something else that's a cruelty-free alternative of that. So I figured I'm going to try this out. So that's everything in the haul. So now what we'll do is we're just going to start playing with all of it and going in the order I would kind of put it on my face. Now the skin tint and the foundation, I don't want to put those on at the same time, like on top of each other. So that's going to be one where we have to remove a product after use, but everything else I should be able to just do all one makeup look with. All right, guys, it is later in the day and I just realized I completely forgot to show you. This came with it too. It's a Lisa Eldridge little like lip liner bag, all of that. I think this was complimentary with my order too. I just forgot to show you this in the unboxing and I wanted to include it. Yes, I look a little different now because it's later in the day. Okay, so I know this is silly, but I'm going to start off with the concealer only because, I don't know, you're not going to be able to use this probably on the eyes. Like normally I would come in with a concealer and put it all around on my eyes, but this is so small, I don't think that's gonna work, but it probably can still work for like under the eyes because this is such a small area. But I'm gonna go ahead and like prime my eyes with something else. So these are for your quick little spots that you wanna cover, I think. All right, so I went ahead and primed my eyes and set them and everything. And so I think we're gonna go straight in first with the skin tint from Lisa Eldridge. And then I can wash it off. Or we could compare on two different sides possibly. I don't know. That might be a way to do it. Here is what it looks like, shaped like a little egg. And it seems like a lot of her stuff has that same feel to it, which I really like. I am not going to use a primer with this first, just because sometimes when you're going for a skin tint, you know, you're just kind of going for your minimal, like, nice little options. Sometimes it has the primer built in, and I am using my Sigma, probably F80, sorry, Kabuki brush. Ooh, it feels really good on my hand. It looked great. Oh my gosh, this is stunning. This could be a full foundation, guys, not just a skin tint. Look at that. How beautiful. Wow. Wow. I mean, I am so impressed. No wonder this is so talked about. All right, here's the difference between one side of the face and the other. So you can see, like, it covers a lot. It feels light and smooth. I would say, like, it looks really glowy and enhancing. I'm looking at the box and I'm just trying to see what all is in here. We've got aqua, so water, obviously. It's a coconut. I do see squalane. At the same time, I see salicylic acid. So you have hydrating, yet really helping with sebum control. Like sometimes people who are a little bit more oily and acne prone could possibly use it if it has that in it. So it's like, wow, it has a little mix of both worlds, it seems like. I am absolutely beyond impressed. Now, I have very dry skin, so I'm not sure if I can test for you guys the oil control quite as well, but it sure looks perfect. It's glowing, but not too over the top glowing. Like there's a couple of skin tints that I've done that I really love, but they're just too much. Like the Charlotte Tilbury skin tint that came out, the ABH skin tint, a couple of those, they're a little greasy and oily, and this one is not. Like it gives you that luminous glowing property where it's not drying your skin out. It's looking gorgeous and supple, but it's not like so greasy and gross. This might be the perfect skin tint out there. I almost feel like it could even give you a slight matte or like self-setting effect too, in a way, but not in a drying way, like where you're just dried out like a typical matte is. So, I mean, oh my gosh, this might be my favorite skin tint I have ever tried. Let's try the other side of my face now. Actually, you know what? Why don't we try the foundation and just see the difference between the foundation and the skin tint. And then that way you can see them side by side. Now I would normally definitely do a primer first, but I think for the purposes of this, I'm gonna go without a primer just so we can get the full extent of exactly what the foundation's doing on its own legs. But I would typically tell you use a primer. Look at this. How stunning and gorgeous is this packaging? It definitely feels so luxurious. It is so beautiful. So I'm just going to go straight in with it. By the way, I need to tell you guys the shade. This is number 5. It should be sort of like a, I can't remember the name of it, but I'm usually like fairly light, but not usually fair, but more on the light side. And then I'm usually a neutral skin tone. And I'll tell you the skin tint shade also in a minute. I forgot to tell you that. So you can see that the foundation's obviously a little lighter shade in color than I got in the skin tint. Y'all, I like the skin tint better than the foundation. I might have gone a little light. I mean, it still kind of matches my skin, but there we have it. I like the skin tint better, guys, but it's not too bad. So this is called Seamless Skin. I think it's supposed to be somewhat medium build. It doesn't feel very full coverage, so I think you're gonna have to build it up a little bit. So let's do that a little more. I'm gonna try to see if I can cover those spots anymore. But I will say that these are usually they're tough to cover. Most foundations don't cover those. So yeah, you can definitely get a little more full coverage out of it if you keep building it up. And it is without making it like really cakey or anything. So I like that. I will say I do feel like the pores are coming through a little more. Like I can see them on the skin tint side, but the skin tint is definitely so much smoother. This side is almost going down kind of close to matte in my opinion. All right, what do we think from a distance? I think I may have just gone a little lighter than I should have, and that's part of what I'm not liking about it, because if you go too light, sometimes it just almost highlights all your spots. But I think it's pretty good, but I think just next to that skin tint is what's throwing me. I wouldn't say that this is going to be a favorite foundation, but it's pretty good. I think because it's probably I don't feel like it's really super mattifying, but I think it is a little more matte than I normally like in a foundation. I'm a luminous glow girl, guys. I like foundations that really glow and, you know, just look really soft and silky on the skin. And I don't feel like this has like that silky feel and look that I normally like. So I think this is your kind of standard, probably holds up like in a matte way, but it's not too drying or anything. So probably that nice balance it's probably going to be a very universal foundation in my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. Probably not my favorite though, because that's not usually what I look for. Like I really like the Urban Decay Face Bond. I feel like that's also a really good universal one because it's self-setting and a little matte, but yet at the same time gives you some luminous glow too. I may almost like the Face Bond better, but I'll have to do some Battle of the Brands shorts or videos. I definitely am going to be doing some comparing and show you guys the difference. So I'll have to see what my verdict is on if I like this better or not than the Face Bond, and then a couple of other favorites too that are not cruelty free. But man, that skin tint is so beautiful. I am so impressed. And I'll have to also see how the foundation looks if I put a primer under it. I imagine that the skin tint probably has a little priming effect built into it, whereas foundations typically don't. So that could be part of it as well. But we're going to move on. And I am going to try out the corrector pencil. So the idea with this is getting into those little small spots, I think. I'm going to need my mirror again for this. Now for me, I got big spots to cover, but I'm really intrigued about it. So I'm going to go straight in and just really hit over. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Look at the difference between both sides already. Look at that. And that just took like a teeny little bit in the corner, and wow. That is impressive. It really helps you to be precise, but it glides well too. So it's not just a starch, like hard pencil. It's beautiful. I am so impressed. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. All right, so we'll give it a minute and see if it shifts or settles into lines or anything. I forgot to tell you that my color here is also in the number 5. So I think it's probably just whatever a fairly light and neutral skin tone shade is. Ooh, that is so awesome. All right, so we have other spots too. Now, I don't typically cover my dark age spots with like a regular concealer. I do more of a color corrector, but I am just going to test it out over these age spots and see if it does anything. Maybe it has some color correcting built in. Does it say that? Micro correcting pencil. So that tells me it might have some color correcting built in too. I don't know. Yeah, that makes it so easy when you can just kind of dabble it over. And when you don't have to stick your fingers in like you do some concealers, it's so much more convenient, because with a regular concealer that's not in a pencil form, you got to follow back up with either a beauty blender or a brush or a powder puff or something. With this, you just dab right over it with a pencil and you're done. So that is super impressive. Oh my goodness. I love it. Let's try the other side now. I wanted to give you full, like, the difference between the two sides so you can see what kind of difference it made. And I will also tell you, I typically always put down a peach corrector here, peach colored, because it's a little more effective than a regular concealer in covering the blue dark spots underneath. And then I'd follow up with a regular concealer. So this is amazing that I can do this just with a concealer alone instead of with that extra step. So this might even work better than any of my other like regular concealers, honestly. Wow. Wow. So let's see if I did. I mean, I don't even need to really blend out. I think we just leave it alone. I don't think we go in with like a beauty blender or anything. I feel like it might take away from it. So I'm just going to kind of keep dabbing in. I want to make sure it stays creamy and not look like pencil strokes. Wow, look at that. I am so impressed. This might be a new favorite. This is where this is going to be amazing, guys. And we'll do it a little bit when I finish with lips afterwards. To clean up your lip lines. So if you get messy lips, I always use a concealer to come like clean it up along the lines. This is where this is going to come so in handy. You're not going to have a brush or anything. You're just going to come in and go under it with a line like that and clean up the lip lines. And it's that easy peasy. And I could even just kind of dab it out with my fingers instead of even using a beauty blender. Like, holy cow, this is transforming. Absolutely stunning, genius product. So like 5 thumbs up. Okay, I will probably still set it. I'm gonna set over that pencil because it's still like technically kind of a cream liquid formula. It will need to still be set. And I'll even do it right here. All right, let's move on to some Rhode now. We're gonna try out these little pocket blushes. So cute, isn't it? Oh, just adorable. That is so cute. I've just been, packaging always draws me. Now, I went with an extremely dark shade. So my thoughts are, do I want to use this for blush or should I try it out for like a bronzer and go with bronzing? I guess we can always do bronze after. Let's put it right here in case I want to do it more as a bronzer. Whoa. Whoa, guys. Let's go see if we can blend this baby out. That was a much darker shade, the espresso. I am just all about going for the ones that stand out to me, you know? And yes, I'm bringing it up here just for a little extra color and contour with it. I don't have on any bronze or contour or anything. So I'm just kind of trying to see, like, can you just kind of use it for both? Very simple, minimalist type idea. And especially good for travel. Like, this is the kind of stuff I love for travel, that you can just take your little stick blushes with you and they could work for maybe both. They could. I mean, you really could leave it like this and have you blush and contour. Okay, but I am going to go ahead. I mean, it is a little like rosier brown shade to use for contour. So I don't know, but you could in a pinch, I think. I'm going to go ahead and put on a little of my own contour real quick, and then we'll come back and see about making this a little bit more blush friendly, and I'll be right back. All right, so now that I really did contour a little, let's come back in with the blush again. Okay, and then this side, if I didn't show you guys, just like twists up like that. All right, let's try it a little bit more, maybe towards the apple this side, and see what we think of it as actually a flush of blush. And I may have even put on a little too much, I don't know. I feel like this would have been better if I had gotten this closer to the beginning of winter instead of going into spring now, but I feel like maybe even still for Valentine's Day, it kind of is like a nice deep blush color if you're going for more deeper reds and burgundies and such. Like, this would go with it though. All right, so that just highlights my age spots right there. I do struggle with these kind of colors sometimes on me and mature skin. You have to watch out with mature skin because sometimes there's certain shades that just will really highlight some of your spots. So that'd be my only downside of this shade, but otherwise it is really fun and I really like this. I like the blend. It goes on pigmented, but you can really blend it out. That is how I love for a cream blush to work. And I love cream blushes like this because they just give that more glowy, hydrated finish than a powder blush. I'm so into like liquid blushes and cream blushes and whatnot. I honestly like this better than, say, like nude sticks. I feel like nude sticks can sometimes be too matte. And this glides better in my opinion. So I like it. So fun. And I think it's going to be a great one for travel. I think you could get away with possibly using this shade for like a quick contour. I guess depending on your skin tone though. It might not work on everybody's skin tone to contour with it, but I think you could for like a quick, like travel friendly, like depending on the color shades you're going with. So that was really fun. I like that. Let's try out the Lisa Eldridge liquid highlight now. Ooh wee, I'm excited about this. Okay, so this comes out as with a little doe foot. Reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. Halo Glow, you know, like that doe foot. We're just gonna go pop it right on along the cheek line at first, and then we can blend it out. I'm gonna use my regular little highlight brush that I usually use, but I might want something a little more fluffy. Oh, how stunning. I think this might replace my Dior. The Glow Maximizer is the name of the one I'm thinking of that I love so much. And this is so stunning too. I got a little too much. You might only need like one little dot. I'm a highlight girl though. I like to glow from space, so I don't mind. I will always go too much on highlight, but look at that. I love it. Love it so much. And you can even put like the slightest little dab up here. Let's see if we can do that. I could just even do it with my fingers, like right along in here. Honestly, y'all, what if we put it on the eyes and see if we can make eyeshadow topper and everything. It's gonna be liquid though, but still like gives this extra glow to the eyes. Pretty. Yeah, it's not like colored enough, I think, to really use as a topper or anything. I just was gonna try it out. Yeah, so this is gonna definitely be more of your liquid glow on the cheeks, I think. A little pop right there. And there we have it. But that is stunning. So they have all different shades, or Lisa has all different shades in this. And this one was more of the rose, like cosmic rose. I felt like it was the closest to the a little bit rosy, but still mostly neutral that I like in a highlight. But there's all different shades and depth to what colors you can choose in that. But I love it. So yeah, I might have found a replacement, guys. All right, let's try out lips now. So let's see what this Rhode Peptide Lip Shape Contour is. So not only does it have peptides in it for plumping, it's also going to be contouring. Okay, what is it about it that's going to make it stand out like that? It says enhance your natural lip shape by shading the outline of your lips and blending it inwards with the smudging end to create a contoured effect. So, okay, it's going to have a smudging end. I love that because that's what I always do is use, like I always smudge with my fingers. So it's not just a harsh line and then another color. We want it kind of smudged into a more natural look. I'm going to try one side of the lips at first so that you guys can get a feel for, is it truly contouring? Ooh. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Okay, yes, I do feel immediately like it feels different on my lips than your general average lip liner. Not gonna lie. If I didn't tell you, this is the shade Stretch, and here is the smudger. So we're gonna come back in with a smudger now. Kind of blend it into the lips. Look at that. Definite difference. My lips are definitely way more contoured, and I think that peptides, like I can pick up on it. It feels so different than your average lip liner. Like this does give you this like plumped but contour lip for sure. Let's actually finish the rest of it so I can put the the lip tint on it too. I would come in and I would like kind of go a little fatter with the lip liner too, but I don't have to do that because this has our smudger. So I don't have to, so I don't feel like I have to use as much, you know what I mean? Then let's try her lip tint. So the Peptide lip tint shade Espresso also matches our blush. Again, I'm going to do one side just at the beginning. It's a little messy, I'm not going to lie. That feels good though. So it comes out kind of concentrated, so you just got to keep blending it and blending it into your lips. So at first I was like, I don't know. But now that it's blended out and everything, I love the feel of it. It is definitely, it's not sticky. Like it is that extra glassy lip, like almost Vaseline, but it's not sticky like Vaseline. So it's giving, it is giving the Huda Beauty faux filler lips a run for their money, but I think I still might like the Huda Beauty better. I might have to do a comparison and see, but this one is ultra pigmented. So I love that it's giving you this chocolate colored lip. I don't feel like some of the others that are hydrating like this are as pigmented. So I love that because it is truly giving you a good tint while also being very glass lip feel like. So I see the hype. I like it. Is that everything? Oh, let's come back and I want to show you guys what I mean with this lip. Okay. We're going to take that color correcting pencil from Lisa Eldridge, and we're just going to come back over and correct any like spots on the lips here. See there? Just kind of outline the line a little bit. And this makes it so much easier, right? All right. Do you see what a difference that makes? Just really cleaning up the lips. It will make them look even plumper, like a little contour under there. It works too. But of course, I think that this, you could contour even more under the lips a little to give them even more of a plump look. That just makes it so much easier. All right, guys, that was everything in our try on today. I didn't really put on like eye stuff, you know, I don't have on eyeliner and mascara. That makes a huge difference in the look, but mostly I was trying on base and cheeks and lips today. We didn't do a lot with the eyes, but under eyes, oh my gosh, it is still really covering so much. It looks amazing. Like this covers as much, if not more, than my regular concealers, and it was so much easier. I used less product and I didn't have to do 2 steps of color correcting as well. So I am absolutely impressed with it. So that wraps it up. I think absolutely everything was a favorite today. I'd say maybe my least favorite product of all, which was not a bad review. I still love the foundation. I still think it's a good one. It's just not as exciting to me. It wasn't as like, oh my God, I'm in love as the other products. And that would be probably just her regular foundation. I absolutely loved her skin tint. That looks so incredibly beautiful. It is gorgeous. I loved all the stuff from Rhode. Like I loved everything from Lisa Eldridge to the color pencil, the correcting pencil, the glowing highlight, liquid highlight, the skin tint. Like, oh my gosh, those were my favorites for sure. And everything was awesome from Rhode too. So very successful haul. And make sure that you stay tuned because I'll be bringing you guys some battle of the brands with these products and testing them against some of the other favorite products, some that are cruelty-free and some that are not. So stay tuned for that for sure. You don't want to miss it all. You want to pop that subscribe, turn the notification bells to on, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.